it's possible because like he's been like lurking my profile.
How does that feel?
Weird. I'm like, what? Julian, why are you looking at my stories like every day? I'm like, are you obsessed with me?
Stalker.
Kidding. No, he's not.
Hey, it's Shannon with iHeartRadio Canada, here with renforshort. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm such a fan of your music, so I'm so stoked to talk.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be
Yeah,
here.
and congratulations on the new album.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
It's really exciting. It's been a long process, but we're here, and the time kind of just flew by, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it a lot of nerves, or is it just like confidence, excitement?
It's a lot of nerves,
Yeah.
Naturally. I'm a very nervous person, very anxious, but I'm also very excited because I do feel very, proud of it.
How do you navigate that anxiety with that being so like public and in this industry?
Well, medication. Kidding.
Nice.
Well, but I also, I like talking to people that, have been in the industry for a while, so I can just kind of be like, what do I expect with putting out a debut album, and like, how is it for you, and does this, the fear go away and whatever. So kind of just like looking, speaking to mentors sort of, and being like, everything will be fine.
Yeah. Have you gotten some good advice with asking that question?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of like mixed answers, which is like a little scary. Some people are like, it's just a longer version of an EP. You've put an EP before, you're fine. Some people are like, yeah, it's your debut album. It's like pretty, it's you.
Right.
This is like your thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, who do I believe?
Mm-hmm. And you talk about yourself on the album, like I Miss Myself.
Yeah.
That's a vulnerable track.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've also said for Amelia, for example, you've explained that it's a personification of different parts of your brain. Mm-hmm. So first of all, how did that concept of Amelia as a whole, how did that come about? Like, where'd that come from?
So it didn't come about until we wrote the last song on the project, which was Amelia. It's not the last song that I wrote for the project. Okay. It was just the closing song. We didn't go in being like, this is going to be the closing song, but it just happened that way because the concept in that alone and like the symbolism in that song alone felt like it was more than just a song. Mm-hmm. So I was like, the idea of the song like Amelia really just resonates with me, and I feel like something amazing can be built around that.
Right.
So you kind of just took that and rolled with it.
Yeah. I love the idea that like Amelia is a part of yourself too.
Yeah. She's just that little, voice in the back of your head.
Yeah. Does that help you then like figure out yourself too with like kind of compartmentalizing that?
I think in a way it does, because I'm like, when you bring these parts of your brain to life, right, it kind of just like I said, it just if you personify them and you're like, oh, I see Amelia as like this bluish orb thing, like right, I can kind of look at her as a human, and I'm like, I can look at different parts of my brain as like real people, which might make me like go easier on them,
Totally.
So
yeah, the biggest thing that my therapist always tells me is like, would you talk to yourself the way that you would like talk about friends? So then if you like make that part of you a friend, then maybe you'll like talk to them in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That's
great.
So sweet.
Yeah. Also, my cat's name is Amelia, so it's a good name.
It's a really good name.
It is a good name. Yeah, love it.
So
Made me more excited for the album.
Yeah.
So. Is it true that you almost didn't put out Julian, King of Manhattan?
Yeah, I wanted to put it out so badly. Some people were like, "Oh, it sounds really outdated," and like, and I was like, you know what? I will literally march to the end of the earth to put this song out. So yeah, there was a little bit of a battle. We tried a bunch of different things, and I was like, I know I'm just going to keep going back to this one. But here we are.
Nice. Do you find that hard to like fight in those ways, or like stand up for yourself in that way?
I think it was harder, and like that's, kind of, it comes from my music in a way, because right, like I'm the face of my music. It's like some people behind the scenes like aren't the face of the, you know what I mean?
Like when people listen to it, they're gonna look at you and
and be like, oh, that's yours. So I'm like, I want to have that passion about the music that I make, to like, so that passion like stays with me when I perform it and when I talk about it, and
Does that get easier then when you like fight for a song like this, for example? It's people love it, and then it's probably easier to then go in and be like,
oh yeah, for sure. It 100% does, because then I'm like, hey, see, told you so.
Yeah. And then Julian saw the lyrics.
Yeah.
Do you know if he's heard the song?
I don't know. I'm like, I feel like maybe it's possible because like he's been like lurking my profile.
How does that feel?
Weird. I'm like, what? Julian, why are you looking at my stories like every day? I'm like, are you obsessed with me?
Stalker.
Kidding. No, he's not. I'm the stalker in this situation, but kidding. I'm definitely not the stalker in this situation, but I'm not a stalker. I just love him so much.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm an admirer.
There you go.
But I feel like he could have looked at those lyrics and been like, what is this?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's such a good song, so I mean, he's got to be flattered.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, Julian, of course, the lead singer of The Strokes.
Yeah.
Say he hits you up. He's like, Ren, listen, I'm in Toronto tomorrow. What do you plan? What do you do?
I say, Julian, if you're in Toronto, go to... I feel like you'd like to, maybe just walk around. There's a really good bar in Kensington that I really like. There's like always these like 3 old dudes just like jamming. It's
nice.
Sick. You just get a bottle of wine, stand in the backyard. I don't know what it's called, but it's really good. I'd say, Julian, find that place somehow. You would love it. You would love it. And then I'd say, hey, I'll show you around. Yeah, I can be your queen of Toronto.
Yeah, there you go. Spend the day together. Yeah. That's so good. How did the decision process go when like deciding on songs for the album?
Yeah, it was hard. It took like a bunch of drafts and like even like figuring out the track list was a whole thing.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like telling the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a song from the album that fans haven't heard yet that you're like especially excited for them to hear?
I'd say like the main one that I'm really excited for people to hear is Amelia, because it feels like it's a really good summary of the project.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is one that I'm like, please listen to that song because it will like make everything make sense.
Yeah, right. Is there a song that you're most excited to perform live? Because listening to this album, I'm like, oh, I just want to hear this like, live.
I think probably Better Off.
Yeah.
It's just fun when it goes into that double time situation and then into the halftime and it's all over the place and it's so fun and it's crazy, and I feel like that one's gonna be really fun to do live.
Yeah. Are you excited for the tour? You're kicking it off in Toronto, which has gotta feel sentimental.
I know, it's crazy. I'm so excited. It's gonna be very crazy. I mean, I've headlined one show before and it was the best experience of my life, so I'm very excited to be able to do like, I don't even know how many dates there are, but there's like a good amount of dates, and start off in Toronto and like, just kick it off in the hometown with the hometown show. I'm scared it's all gonna be like from there because I'm like, I love performing in Toronto so much, but
it's good. It'll only go up.
That's
Good. I just went and saw a show at the venue that you're performing at this week, and it's beautiful.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen it before. It was it was great.
Hall,
Okay, Travis Barker.
Yeah.
How did this come about?
My A&R was like, added to my calendar or something that I had like a session with Travis, and I was like, really?
Pardon?
Yeah.
The Travis Barker?
I was like, okay. It's pretty crazy. So like I go in with my manager because I was like, I can't go in alone. Like I'm scared. So he comes in with me and sits through the session. Was
it like online? Was it in person?
It was in person.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, yo, this dude's awesome. Like so chill, so sweet, so like welcoming. So it was fine. And then I just worked with him a few times since then. And then I gave him We'll Make This Okay. And I was like, please make this very cool.
Yeah. Right. How did that work then? Like, did you bring a song to him? How did that all go?
So that we were in a session, we were writing another song, and I was with Jeff Hazen, who's the producer that I typically work with. And Jeff was like, hey, because it was sent to us by Alden, who's like, I don't want to say hyperpop artist because I don't think he'd classify himself as that. But so the song falls more under like a hyperpop-ish kind of category. And obviously that's not the music I make. Right. But I loved the idea for the song. So Jeff was like, Travis, do you mind playing live drums on this and kind of bringing it back into that alternative world a little bit?
Right.
And he did that, and he did an amazing job. And yeah,
nice.
Kind of how that happened.
It's
not that cool, but
no, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's so sick. We actually just interviewed Måneskin like a week ago,
cool.
and we got into a conversation about like genres of music and being classified. And people always like to put artists into a box. You've been referred to like hyperpop, pop punk, pop alt, like so many different things. How do you feel about being categorized? Does that ever bug you?
Genres are so stupid. It's like, it's just whatever music like you make that you think will resonate with people is like the music that you put out. And that's been my philosophy. And that's why I don't like conforming to a certain genre. And if like, if there's more like, the drums are a little crazier in a song, sure, classified as pop punk, but like it's not, you know?
Right.
Or like if there's like, you know, some cool like synth bell thing or like some sort of whatever, it's like hyper pop. It's like it's not, but okay, if you want to put a genre on it, then yeah. You know?
Yeah, humans just like love to label
Yeah,
things.
they love to label things.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like get over it.
You come from a musical family.
Yeah.
Your brothers are musical. You have 3 brothers?
Yes.
Are any sisters?
No.
Just what's
3 girl dogs.
Oh, there you go. What's it like growing up with 3 brothers, first of all?
I love them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, gosh, I just wish I had a sister
Right.
to talk to things, you know, about things with. But you know, I'm like incredibly close with all my siblings now, and you know, I love having my brothers.
Yeah, that's so nice. My brother has 3 sisters, so it's like the opposite.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we always felt bad for him. But
wow.
yeah, but with them being musical, would you ever like collab with them or like put them on, like get them in the studio with you or anything like that?
My oldest brother was like he works in finance now, and
Right.
my other brother's like astrophysics major. Like they're not like, you know, really like music.
Right.
They love it and they love playing it, but it's more just like for fun. It's like a hobby.
Yeah, that's
you
wild.
know?
That's
it's pretty cool to be able to like just have that as a hobby, so, you know.
Yeah, and that they like are creative, but they then also can do all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, impressive family. That's so sweet.
It's really annoying.
Why is it annoying?
Because I'm like, here I am making my funny little music.
Yeah, but succeeding like, immensely at it.
Yeah, I'm like trying.
Yeah, what do your parents think of your success?
They love it.
Yeah.
They love like they sometimes follow me on tour, and like, you know, my mom so loves to be involved in every way she can.
Like momager?
She not even. I mean, I think that for her, it's like since I started when I was so young, it was like necessary for her to be such a, you know, massive part of it. Because like, what did I know at 16?
Yeah, and protective too.
Yeah,
right?
And I think she's kind of like, you know, holding on to that because she's been there for a lot of the journey, and I'm, you know, I love it. I'm like, yeah, as you should be able to like, you know, experience this with me as well because you've been here for since the beginning.
Do you think that you would be where you are now without their support?
No, there's no chance. I mean, I would try to, but I'd have a tough time. It would be tough.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the album.
Thank you.
So exciting. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.